So good day and welcome to another episode of Cuppa with a Jesuit. I'm Father Robin Koning, the Provincial Assistant for Vocations for the Australian Jesuit Province.
With Father Robin, I'm Julian Butler, a Jesuit in formation for priesthood, and we're joined today by Father Mariusz Han. Father Mariusz, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you very much for inviting me for this. It's coffee inside.
Wonderful.
And from this side is the Starbucks. It's not advertising, but Starbucks was created in 1971. I was born in 1971. This is why I'm using this cup to drink coffee.
There you go. Father, would you tell us a little bit about your current ministry, the work that you do at the moment?
Right now, I'm vice rector in Essendon, the Mariusz Han, and I work with the Polish people, the Polish community. And also, I work with the triple Z radio. I'm doing the program for the Polish people as also is first, second Saturday every month. And I'm also the promoter of the young people for promotion for Vocation. And also, I'm doing a job with the missionary group. We collect some money and send to Africa, especially to Africa, to help the people in Africa and our Jesuits who work in Africa. And what else? That's all. And I start my Teze group. Every month we have the meeting with Teze, and we pray together every third Sunday of the month.
The Mariusz Han that you mentioned in Essendon has been a centre point of activity for the Polish Catholic community, accompanied by the Jesuits for quite some time. Would you tell us a bit more about that community, what happens there and your involvement there?
Polish community started to be after the Second War, and we started this Mariusz Han many years ago. And the primary group who came here into Australia was the people who they were fighting and for freedom in Poland. Mm-hmm. And the second generation is the Solidarity movement. This 1980s, beginning of the 1980s. These are like two groups. And right now, we need to reschedule our thinking that it is not new, fresh people coming to Australia from Poland. And these young people right now, they're children of the people from 1980s. That's we need to reorganize the church. And mostly we have the people in the age of 60, 70, 80 years old, and also the group of the people in the age of let's say 40, 30, 40, 50. We have not too much people, the young people, even the scouts are coming and they participate in our mass, and also some young people who, the grandchildren of the parents. But mostly we work with the adults, yes.
That's great. And as you were saying, a lot of your ministry is basic pastoral ministry, as any migrant chaplaincy is, along with the radio side. But you've also you've been working on another project alongside that, which is probably a more unusual ministry thing, working on creating a board game.
Yes.
Could you tell us a bit about that side of your work?
I started this during the COVID, and this was the time that we were close in our houses. We can just walk 1 hour outside out of our home. And I decided to do something to not, sorry for this word, but not to be crazy. And I started to think about the board game. And the second reason is this anniversary. We have 500 years Battle of Pamplona in 1521. And also we have 400 years of the canonization of St. Ignatius. That was these two reasons push me. There's three reasons: the COVID, 1521, and the canonization of St. Ignatius pushed me to do the game, the board game. It's my second board game in my life. I did one named Mission, and I did this in 2016. It's done. This one is about the life of St. Ignatius, this whole life, and is the game for the young children, young adults, and adults. And the game would be educational, and that would be, you need to collect the points, but also you need to collect what we say ad maiorem Dei gloriam. That's the good things that you do for God. That is the whole story about the game. Yes.
Mariusz, that interest in creating board games is just sort of part of, I suppose, one part of your creative expression. You're also a keen photographer, and there are, you know, the communications pursuits. Has that sort of been something that's been with you throughout your Jesuit life, that interest in communications and creativity?
I entered the society in 1990. I was 19 years old boy. And I finished my college, was, let's say, college here, and with specialization of electronics. And I was always imagining about what the computer can help, how can computer help us in our life. And it was the only two schools in Poland at the time who got computers. It was ZX Spectrum. Was the first computer I ever seen in my life. And this makes me, I was like, the moment that I knew that the computer would be one part of my life. And my future work was always connected with media. Doesn't mean when I finished my philosophy, I studied at Krakow in 1992, 95. And I finished philosophy, and I wrote my final paper about education in media. And also, I worked in recording studio for over 2 years and doing movies, and I was doing also the recordings. And I studied in Warsaw, studying theology, and my final paper was about ethics in advertising. That's was the documents in 1999 that was saying that's about communication, ethics in communication in internet and in media. And I wrote my final paper about that. And I was ordained in 2001, and my provincial, he sent me to Chicago. And my first mission was a minister. Doesn't mean I took care about the house, and also the radio program for the Polish people in Chicago. 1,500,000 Polish people live there, and mostly 50,000-70,000 listen our radio program. After this time, I start my career, media career, at Fordham University. I study communication media, but not the practice, but theory, how the media get influence for our life. This is my goal. And I try all my life to do something with media. After I come back from US, I work for over 3 years in Down with the website that Jesuit did in Poland. It's not only religious page, but also the website to present everything, music, style life, everything. It's over 1 million in that time. It was 2015, 1,350,000 people watching, reading this website. This give us the first position, the Catholic website in Poland. And all my life was connected with video production also, and especially with photos. I get over 2 million photos on my hard drives right now. It's a little bit crazy, I know, but it's part of my life. I understand the meaning of words, but also the meaning of the picture. And with this sentence, then one pictures tell 1,000 words. You know, that's pictures are very close to me, really, very close, very sensitive about the pictures.
Mariusz, you've shared a bit about your journey as a Jesuit and how you got involved with communications and that. Can we go back a bit to your own story of vocation, and what was it that attracted you and led you to join the Jesuits in the first place?
I can say that it was very easy because I grew up so close to the Jesuit parish. We have two parish in Wrocław, and one of them was my parish. And I grew up in the communism time. I was born 1971. it was almost not the end of the communism, but the church was the part of the community life, not only the religious, but the community life. Doesn't mean you feel that you're going to the church to get some freedom from the communism that was around you. And that was, the Jesuit was very connected with the people to create this this solidarity movement. And my parents was connected with the priest and Father Adam Victor, who was the man who created this big community. Not fighting doesn't mean we're not, fighting like this fighting, but we talk about what does it mean freedom, what does it mean to be free in our country, and we dream about the freedom in our country. And finally, we got freedom, and when the solidarity movement was very difficult time on that moment, and I remember this very, very hard. And this, how I grew up, it was not only the religious aspect of my parish, but also the cultural and the sports, and also we talk about many ideas, many aspects about life, what we can do to change Poland. And this was very we spent hours every day, because if you want to go to the in that time, if you want to go to the movie theater, you can just watch the soldiers and how this connection between Polish and Russian soldiers and how they fight against Germany. There's only this kind of movie you can watch. And this, I grew up in the time that, is a story, and it's a funny story. That's when you finish your school, the people ask you, who is your hero and why Lenin? That's, and you have only one choice. That says no choice, doesn't mean what no choice. And I grew with this system, and the church helped us to get freedom. And this is why the Jesuit was a very big part of my life. And if someone asks me why Jesuits, I can say it can be a different way. No, the Jesuits need to be this way, not Franciscan, Dominican. I have no many connection with other orders or archdiocese, the priests from archdiocese. I get only contact with Jesuits, and I was impressed what they did on that time. Yes.
Given that sense, Mariusz, of being impressed by Jesuits that you met as a young man, and given the life you've led, including being missioned to the US and now to Australia, what would you say to a young man who was considering religious life, maybe considering joining the Jesuits?
Always in my mind is in our spirituality, we have this four relationship: me and God, me and me, and me and other people, and me and other things. Doesn't mean my cell phone and all this stuff. And what I realized this last maybe 5-6 months, that it's some kind of, we have a lack of connection with God right now, not too much connection with God. Many people forget about God. They want to forget and concentrate by them about themselves. But they feel that is something missing in them. That is like some empty, something empty inside. That's and this is missing, and they share this emptiness to other. And how can share the empty if you don't have something inside you? Doesn't mean you have no connection with God and yourself. How you can help with other people? And that is that fourth level, of course. And this world offer you, today iPhone and 14, and tomorrow iPhone 15 and 16, and this is they miss some things, but they knew that something inside them is missing. And I think that today we need to talk about how to speak with the young people to understand this emptiness is a lack of God, and that's we think that we need to be there. That's what does it mean that is something missing, and I think that this is what we need to talk about the God and how you feel about this relation with God, but also how you get relation with yourself. And of course, the church and Jesuits and we need to be in this world, in cell phone world, of course, but to show the balance between electronics and this information and what is in normal life. I think that we need to be there. We need to be there.
Mariusz, thank you very much for that, for those insights and that wisdom, and sharing some of your own story. And we look forward to seeing the board game on St. Ignatius when it comes out, which I guess is pretty soon. So thank you for your time.
I believe that will be on the end of June in Australia. That will be almost my birthday. That's thank you very much.
God bless you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.